another super achiever who has done India proud. Rishi Rajpopat made history after he cracked the puzzle scholars have been unable to do so for 2,500 years. Here is his story, and then he joins me in the studios.
It was a Sanskrit puzzle that even the best minds could not crack for 2,500 years. Now an Indian has decoded it. Cambridge scholar Rishi Rajpopat had a eureka moment when he made a breakthrough by decoding a rule taught by Panini, who is known as the father of linguistics. It took Rishi about 9 months to decode this problem, and there were obstacles along the way. But Rishi's hard work and sleepless nights led to an extraordinary and revolutionary breakthrough. The discovery is a landmark moment. Now Panini's system can be used to create millions of Sanskrit words. And not just that, because Panini's grammar rules are precise and formulaic, they can now be used in computers as a language algorithm. India's Rishi Rajpopat has made his country proud. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
All right, this is going to be a little difficult for me, Rishi is there in the studio. Welcome, Rishi, and a very happy Republic Day.
Happy Republic Day. Thanks for having me.
And when we were studying as students, there was one very difficult subject, which was maths, and then there was grammar. And then you have picked up a 2,500-year-old puzzle and solved it. Please tell, for the benefit of viewers, and try to keep it as simple as you can. What exactly was the problem and how does it impact me today?
Sure. So Panini wrote this grammar of Sanskrit, this extraordinary grammar called the Ashtadhyayi around 500 BC. It's got 4,000 rules, and the idea is that these 4,000 rules together function as a machine. And they help us derive, this machine helps us derive any word of the Sanskrit language in basically a grammatically correct form of each of these words of the Sanskrit language. What we do is that I'll give you a definition. I'll give you an example of the word definition. Basically, we'll use definition. Now think about doing this for all words in Sanskrit, but we're going to stick to definition. So we start with the root define, and we add the suffix ation to it. But if you just put these two together, you get defination. That's not the correct pronunciation. The correct pronunciation is definition.
Right.
So what's happening is a couple of vowels need to be changed here and there to derive the grammatically correct form. Panini did this for all words of the Sanskrit language. So at every step of the derivation, you apply one rule. The idea is that the machine is supposed to give you the grammatically correct form automatically. What used to happen though is at any of these steps, what happens very frequently in the system is two rules become simultaneously applicable.
Right.
So, or two or more for that matter. So the question is, which of these rules should be applied at that step? Panini's taught us one meta rule in his system. Think about it as a very important rule in the system, which helps you decide which of these two rules should be chosen. Now, the first interpreter onwards, the first commentator onwards, this rule was misinterpreted, which created lots of problems in the system, which started giving us all kinds of grammatically incorrect forms. And so many commentators tried to work on this problem and added several new meta rules as well to the system in the hope that it would work. But what it ended up doing instead, actually, is it made the system a lot less efficient.
No,
and
it's still, my question is, the problem that we have solved, does it have any bearing on the modern life that we live? For example, essentially what you are suggesting is, it's not about the Sanskrit language, it's more about the rules. So does this solving of this problem by you assist us in any manner in our life today? For example, in artificial intelligence, in robotics, does it help in any manner?
So at the moment, we use a lot of machine learning in a lot of our applications. We use machine learning. What this can do is, for the first time, now we have a rule-based grammar, which functions on its own, which functions really well. So what these rule-based grammars can do is they can help us assist the machine learning models that are available for language interpretation, translation, and so on and so forth. I will defer to my colleagues in computational linguistics to tell us more about its applications. I've already received a lot of letters and emails from scholars who are computer scientists who are saying this is very promising.
Actually, so what we are suggesting is, or our conversation is leading to, is that there is some relevance of the maths behind Sanskrit, which is essentially grammar, to modern day computation in some ways. I mean, and that brings me to the next question. Why, I mean, you did your graduation in India, in Mumbai, and then you have done your PhD thesis at Cambridge, I believe, and your master's in Oxford. What makes the West so interested in Sanskrit, while in India we continue to deride Sanskrit or any talk of revision of Sanskrit as very old world and ancient?
It is true. I think the West is interested because Western universities do realize that there are so many. This is just one mystery that we've managed to solve.
Yeah.
There are so many mysteries. There's such valuable information in our ancient scriptures, and the Western universities have recognized that. And that is why they train students rigorously, not only in Sanskrit but also in Prakrit, Tamil, and other Indian languages, because they know that there's a lot that remains undiscovered and that is so valuable that it needs to be found soon.
All right, Rishi, thank you so much for joining us and telling us that Sanskrit could still be relevant and the rules of grammar framed 2,500 years back are still getting decoded, and you did that. Thank you so much, Rishi. On that note, we move on. Thank you so much.